In this video, I want to discuss the key facts that every potential GGPI Polestar investor needs to be aware of. As you know, I like to find stocks that are either undervalued or have catalysts that could push the share price way up, and GGPI is definitely a stock that I can see making huge gains. If you're new to the channel, check out my recent ILS International and Petrotech videos. These are stocks that I recently covered that have made huge gains so far and still have major upcoming catalysts. Never miss out on stocks like these. Subscribe and turn on notifications so that you will be alerted whenever I make a new video. Check out my Patreon where you can support my work and get access to when I find these new opportunities for only a fraction of the cost of something like Netflix. During 2021, I posted about several stocks that have made huge gains, and I will be adding more to these in 2022. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and my videos should be viewed for entertainment purposes. I highly recommend investing only money that you can afford to, and always do your own due diligence. If you are new to GGPI and Polestar, check out my recent videos for a detailed overview of everything. Basically, GGPI Gores Guggenheim is a SPAC, and the target company that GGPI is acquiring is Polestar, which is a global pure play premium electric vehicle company based in Sweden. They are trying to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions while leading the development of new technologies. Unlike lots of other EV companies, Polestar not only have key partnerships, but also have global operations with production and sales of two EVs that are already on the market. Which leads me on to my first main point of this video. Polestar have just released their sales and deliveries for 2021. Polestar delivered on its global sales target of 29,000 vehicles in 2021, representing year-on-year growth exceeding 185%. Polestar's proposed business combination with Gores Guggenheim is expected to close in the first half of 2022, so this will provide a huge catalyst for GGPI stock. As we know, GGPI stock has been trading for the past month between $11 and $12. The current price puts a valuation of $1.14 billion on GGPI, and since GGPI share will amount to 5% of the overall shares of Polestar when the companies merge and begin trading under the ticker PSNY. That places a total enterprise valuation of just $22.8 billion on the whole company. Polestar increased its global presence from 10 to 19 markets in 2021, with growth in Europe and Asia Pacific. In the first half of 2022, Polestar plans to add Spain, Portugal and Ireland to its European market footprint and enter the Middle East with presence in the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait and Israel. Personally, I can't wait for Polestar to become available in Ireland, so that I can go and test drive one of these for myself. If this is something that you would like me to make a video about later this year when Polestar is available, drop a comment and let me know. By the end of 2023, Polestar aims to be operating in at least 30 global markets. And we can see here from the presentation the markets that they are expanding into. According to CEO Thomas Ingelat, we are delivering on our targets. It is a hugely exciting time for the brand. The new markets and models support the ambitious growth plans we have set for ourselves. Thanks to the relentless dedication of Polestar employees across the globe, we are progressing with confidence towards our proposed public listing. During 2021, there has been increased interest in Polestar and vehicle sales in all our markets. Our order intake is strong and we look forward to further growth in our sales volume in 2022. So at the beginning of this article, it says that 29,000 is a 185% year-over-year increase in deliveries. That means that Polestar had roughly 10,200 deliveries in 2020. And we can see here that the estimates for 2022 are for 65,000 deliveries, which would mean a 125% year-over-year from 21 to 2022. Then estimates for 24 are 225,000. Which will represent year-over-year increase of 81%, and again in 2025 is smaller with a year-over-year increase of 29%. So I've said in previous videos that I really like these estimates. The truth is that over the course of the next 4 years, a lot could happen. And I think that they have based their estimates on the lower end of what is possible. Polestar know that they could have given higher estimates than this. Demand for their EVs is there, and production capacity won't be a problem, which I will talk a bit more about in a moment. Additionally, Polestar's retail footprint more than doubled in 2021 to 100 locations globally, and the company aims to have 150 in operation by the end of 2022. Again, this seems to be a low estimate of what can be achieved. The footprint more than doubled to 100 in 2021. So that means that they opened more than 50 in 2021, a year in which a global pandemic is causing a lot of problems. So I would expect Polestar to open much more during 2022. In 2021, Polestar also announced its plans to launch 3 new cars in the coming 3 years. The Polestar 3, a premium electric SUV, is set to launch in 2022 and will be the first Polestar to be built in the US. Polestar 3 will benefit from advanced technologies from Luminar, Nvidia and Zenseact that will provide cutting-edge, unsupervised autonomous driving functionality. Which leads me on to my next point that you need to know about. Not only will the Polestar 3 have technologies from Luminar and Nvidia, but the Polestar 3 will be manufactured alongside the new Volvo vehicles at the Volvo car plant in Ridgedale, South Carolina. Which led CEO Thomas Ingelath to state that from now on the USA is no longer an export market but a home market for Polestar. I said a moment ago that production capacity should never be a problem for Polestar, and that is because Polestar was acquired by the Volvo car group in 2015 and so have partnerships with Volvo and with China's Geely Holdings, which will mean that the company has world-class production and distribution facilities in both the US and China and distribution too in Europe. The next point is that Polestar CEO Thomas Ingelath also has ties to Volvo, being Senior Vice President of Design and then Chief Design Officer for Volvo for the past 10 years, where in that time Volvo have produced some very nice models. And look at this graph, sales increased from 421,000 in 2012 up to 705,000 in 2019. Although 2020 seen a drop to 661,000, this is still very good considering the global pandemic. The next point that you need to know about this merger is that GGPI is led by Alec Gores. I've said this before, Alec Gores is one of the best investors in the world. The Gores Group have had investments in loads of companies over the years, but have brought a total of 7 companies public through SPAC mergers. I have compiled this spreadsheet just to show you the success that the Gores Group have had. Of all the companies that they brought public with SPACs, all of these with the exception of PAE have made huge gains, from as little as 24% right up to Matterport and Luminar reaching 276 and 309% at their peaks in 2021. Now 2021 was a terrible year for growth stocks, but look at these. 4 of these stocks are still significantly above their $10 price, while Arda is down 11% and UWM is down 42%. While 2021 was a disaster year for most growth stocks and SPAC stocks, in total, the companies that Gore have brought public are still up over 185%. If you're invested in GGPI, drop a comment down below and let me know what your long-term and short-term price targets are. What date you expect the merger to take place, and what you expect to see from the overall EV market in 2022. At the time, Alec Gores said that the SPAC deal represented a great entry point into Polestar because GGPI was conservative with its valuation. So this fills me with confidence in this merger. Sometimes with SPAC mergers, the SPAC team can be just as important if not more important than the actual target company. Because as investors, the SPAC team must be trusted to get a good deal. And they don't come much better than Alec Gores. The next point that you need to be aware of is that Polestar have their sights firmly set on taking on Porsche. Polestar plans to be bigger than Porsche with the introduction of the 3 new EV models in the next 3 years that will each compete with similar models of Porsche. The Polestar 3 SUV is designed to take sales away from the Porsche Cayenne. The Polestar 4, a slightly smaller SUV, is intended to compete against the Macan. And finally, the Polestar 5 in 2024 is aimed at taking on the other Porsche models. So Polestar clearly have their sights set on taking Porsche's market share. When compared to its peers, Polestar valuation, which is currently about 22 billion, is far less than Rivian's valuation of 72 billion or Lucid's valuation of 69. While Polestar has delivered 29,000 vehicles in 2021, Rivian delivered less than 1,000 units, Lucid are planning 20,000 deliveries by 2022. By this time, Polestar will be up to 65,000 units. So in terms of market cap to sales, Polestar is value, far less than its peers and producing far more EVs. Finally, Polestar has got the backing of Hollywood celebrities. If you've watched my previous videos, you probably already know that Polestar is backed by Leonardo DiCaprio. And you might have noticed that Polestar is also backed by Star Wars star Oscar Isaac. So keeping in mind that the merger will take place in the first half of this year, GGPI stock is definitely a stock to be keeping an eye on. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. If you've watched all the way through, could you please smash the like button? It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment and let me know what you think is going to happen in the coming months. And check out my Patreon page where I'm bringing the latest stock ideas that I believe will make big gains this year. This is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor, and my videos should be viewed for entertainment purposes. I highly recommend investing only money that you can afford to, and always do your own due diligence when investing. If you're new, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one.